It's not good to give a message to kids that we don't trust you to learn this. We don't want you to succeed. And what is it like to tell Black kids, especially, this is the history of not just your country, but of your families. And we don't want you to learn that.
At H.E.A.L Together, we provide tools and resources for students, educators, teachers, school board members who want to advance honest, accurate, and equitable public education. It is understanding that history, how that history has shaped us, and how we can come together to build a just multiracial democracy.
Public schools are the last public institution we have. Everything they're trying to privatize, and public education is no different. And so here we are fighting for our lives to ensure that public education remains public and that we as parents and community members, our voice and the democratic process of our voice is honored.
Public education, I believe, is under attack because it gives the ability to launch all students with connections to history and the world and also their identity. Public education has been a source for revolution.
We constantly have people afraid of what content our children are seeing, and there has been this vast level of distrust between communities and educators.
People are scared of what the next generation is capable of. We have so much important material that are coming from Black and brown people, yet we don't have access. If we have that information readily available, then we're able to make decisions for ourselves. We're able to create our own opinions and perspectives about policy. We'll have a new generation of students with different views than our predecessors.
There have been a couple of times where I had to correct a professor or like a teacher, which is like reflective of the fact that our teachers aren't equipped or at least taught what actually happened historically. We really do need to be working with students and empowering students, especially because we do see a disconnect between older generations and younger generations and what we should be learning and whose voices we should be elevating the most in these discussions.
When politicians decided to bring hate and racism into our schools, students like me stood up for the right to a quality education.
The bans mostly target books with queer characters or characters of color. Ever since they banned these books in early 2022, students, including myself in Forsyth County, have been speaking out against these bans.
There are people who email us and say that they would want to kill us. None of this was made for us to be here, but because we got the best budget our schools have seen in our entire lifetime. We stopped Don't Say Gay. We stopped legislation that would have killed our trans classmates.
When you're actually in a position to listen to what is happening for families, then it's an opportunity for us to use our resources, use our power to try to create policy that can change the lives of students. It is not just engaging these people, it is making sure that they are us and we are them and that they have some tangible experience and stake in the outcomes for our students.
The other side is spilling millions of dollars on school board races to get their folks on there to continue this false narrative. But what we've seen with the work of H.E.A.L is that when we invest in those communities who are putting forth the right candidates, we allow them to have a fighting chance to fight fairly, justly, and honestly. We have to push back with love, and love means that we will fight collectively to ensure that over 50 million children who attend public schools have an access and opportunity at everything they want to, but it has to start with fully funding the public schools.
Our public schools should be helping our young people develop into not only productive citizens, but citizens who embrace humanity for all, diversity of thought, diversity of experience, so that they can become decision makers that govern with compassion and empathy towards all individuals.
What keeps me going is that I have the potential to make change in my county. We are the students. We are in schools for 180 days of the year, for 6 hours a day. You gain hope from seeing other people achieve, and to see that it's finally happening now with us, it's just so empowering.
We see the fight for education justice as being on the front lines of this work. And when we organize, we win.